Hey, this is Toe2 Bravo, and today we're going to do a video on my Polymer 80. If you've watched any of my previous videos, you would know that that this build did not start like this. It's been an evolution. I've found problems along the way. We've fixed those, and we're currently in a state where the firearm is 100% reliable. And I'm not going to go through all the things that we've came across. All of the problems that I have experienced with my Polymer 80 have all been operator error in the process of installing the parts and things that I didn't catch along the way that eventually showed themselves. Some new additions to the frame. I've removed the grip tape that was located in this area here, and this has been stippled to match, or to try to match, the pattern that came from the factory. And underneath, the trigger guard has been stippled here also, and again that was done in a very fine stippling to try to match the pattern that came from the factory, so it didn't look odd. So I think it came out fairly well. It matches, it's pretty close. The lines are straight and crisp. I think it looks pretty good. And it's there's a purpose for it. It's just not for looks. So the direction that I was just talking about that I didn't think I was going to take with this Polymer 80 was a comp. Now what I've got in the mail here today is a compensator for this from Primary Machine. So we're going to go ahead and open this up together. Let's go ahead and we will pan out just a little there, and let's open this up from Primary Machine. My current everyday carry knife is a Kershaw. This was provided to me by E-Man Walkigator. Very nice of him to send it. This is a 1970 ST is the model. Very sharp, very useful, very nice everyday pocket knife. As you can see, it's not overly large, but then again not too small either. Easily deployable from here. The blade deploys nice, quick, smooth, no hesitation, no help needed. Very nice, very solid, very sharp knife. Excellent for everyday carry. So thanks again, E-Man Walkigator. If you haven't checked out his channel, go over there and check it out. Subscribe to him. He puts out some amazing content. Very enjoyable, very informative. Go give him go give his channel a look and let him know that Toe2 Bravo sent you over. Very nice knife. Carry it every day. Alright, so let's see what we've got in here. Here is our comp and some paperwork. The paperwork we are not concerned with. So here we have the Primary Machine Stealth Comp. CNC machine from 7075 T6 billet aluminum. Fits any 9mm with the 1/2" 28 threaded barrel. So very interesting. The price is right, not expensive at all. And as you can see, not a very big comp at all. We're going to go ahead and open this up. Very simple packaging here. Take all the contents out. Primary Machine Stealth Comp. Okay, I've included a couple things here for a visual. Here's the comp itself. So we have the two chambers, dual chamber on the top, side chamber, and a side chamber. And here is the front of the comp itself, and on the bottom you can see their logo, Primary Machine. Very nice, very clean, very well done. Very nice milling on the side of the comp, on the top of the comp. Very clean, very nice lines. The square looks very good. Again over here, very nice, very well done, and very clean on the front of the comp. We have the two set screws, one here and one inside. These set screws go in at a 45-degree angle. which will make putting them in and installing them very nice. And it comes with 2 different Loctites, a blue and a red, and an Allen key. So we're going to go ahead and disassemble the Polymer 80. We're going to get the thread protector off of there, and we're going to go ahead and install this comp and see how she looks. But before we do that, just to give you guys a visual, this comp comes in at just over 1 inch in length, and width is just under an inch. So just over an inch and just under an inch with the width, or just at an inch. So not very big. Comp's very small, very light, very lightweight, very nice. I'm excited to put it on there. Now I was of the school of thought in the beginning when I made my Polymer 80, and I've watched a ton of videos with guys with comps, and I was thinking, I would never go that route, and I'm sure some of you watching the video probably feel the same way that I did at one point in time. But after watching some videos, I wanted to see for myself if it did in fact improve the recoil and make the follow-up shot a little easier, a little more accurate. So we're going to find out. So enough yapping. Let's get this thing installed, and let's go ahead and do that. We'll go ahead and drop this magazine. Weapon is clear. Pull the trigger. I'm going to go ahead and pull that out. I also put here a 9mm round, so we'd have another visual aid to the size of the comp itself. So we'll be right back. Alright, so we're back. Let's go ahead and remove the thread protector. And we will set that aside for the time being. We will go ahead and clean these threads. And let's go ahead and see how this looks on our barrel. So the instructions do say to thread this on to the point where it comes in contact with the barrel, or I'm sorry, the slide itself. So there we are. We are touching the barrel, and then the directions say to back it off 1 turn and properly time that. So that's where we're at right there. Let's go ahead and put the recoil spring back in. Alright, let's check our timing. Let's just take a look at that and see how that looks on our Brownell's slide. So now we have the RMR cut, the window cut, front and rear serrations, and we have our primary machine compensator on there. I think that looks really good. Really good. So what we're going to do is let's go ahead and we're not going to Loctite it now because I have plans to paint some other components on this slide. I want to paint the barrel and the RMR cover. So before I permanently install this, I need to do those things. So let's just go ahead and put the set screws in just a little ways. Again, these are at 45-degree angles, so that makes installation very simple. So there we are. So there we are, locked in. Now if you look at the front of the slide, even though this is not a Glock barrel, we do have the chamfering on the sides, and this is the generation 2 from Brownells, which has the thicker chamfering. So on the first generation, this would look a little odd because the chamfering on the compensator matches up fairly well with the Brownells slide here. If you look at that, it doesn't look too bad. It doesn't look too shabby at all. It actually looks pretty decent. So definitely goes well with the Gen 2 Brownells slide. So that looks pretty good there. Let's go ahead and mate it up with our Polymer 80 lower. And let's get a visual. Let's go ahead and zoom in a little and look at some of the details there. So there we are. We've got our compensator on there, and I think that looks pretty damn good. I like the look of that. That looks pretty sharp, pretty clean lines. Not perfect, but for a Brownells slide it matches up fairly well. Looks pretty good coming off the top there. Very nice. Very aesthetically pleasing. Of course, functionality will be the bottom line on that, correct? So our plan is to get this out to the range tomorrow and put some rounds through this and ensure that she functions with an OEM setup, OEM springs, and 115 grain Remington ammunition, because that's where we're at. I don't want to. My goal is to not mess with any springs or anything of that nature on this. So looks pretty good. I'm very happy with the looks. Very aesthetically pleasing. So I think that was a very solid purchase. It looks really good. Let's pan out. I think that looks really good. I'm very excited to get out and actually shoot it. So this is TOW2 Bravo. This was our initial look at our stealth comp from Primary Machine, and the install, which was very simple, and I think it turned out very well. Hey, this is TOW2 Bravo. I appreciate you watching, and I'll see you out at the range.